Hey Brad, how's Australia going? This is Tim Cook from Apple. Listen, the profile on your podcast page says you do it every 2 weeks, but I've been watching and it turns out you do it every 3 or 4 months. Please fix that, otherwise I have to murder you. It's the law.
Okay.
No preamble. Wow, not even getting levels. We got that off air.
We got levels, didn't we?
Mm.
I never know. I never know how this is going to sound.
Do you listen to many podcasts? And if you do you listen to them at the regular speed or do you have to bump it up?
Oh, I go 1.3.
I'm a 1.3 man myself.
Yeah, unless I'm listening to like storytelling or where I really like the author's voice or something.
Yeah, audiobooks I can't do it. Not that I have too much experience with audiobooks, but that, they're more professionals when it comes to reading things out versus off-the-cuff kind of podcasting.
Yeah, it's just two idiots talking and you're just like, dude, double speed.
My ears are burning. Yeah, I got to get through this.
Right.
I don't know if you find this as well. I find that for listening to podcasts at a slightly higher speed has impacted my own speaking voice. I think I speak. I'm a bit of a gabber.
Yeah.
And I found like over the years my voice is getting a little bit faster.
You sound 1.3 to me right now.
Thank you. I'm also on like 5 coffees today.
This is your fifth. This is my fourth, I think. So
yeah.
Yeah, coffee's good here.
Yes, that's probably.
Try the coffee in Melbourne, Australia.
It's pretty good.
They're not lying.
And it is one of those things that I'm quite. I'm a Melburnian through and through. Born here, raised here, haven't lived anywhere else. So I've never known anything other than Melbourne coffee.
I have.
And I've been traveling, and I'm just in Canberra and just in Sydney recently. Both have fantastic coffee.
Yeah, well, I think Australia-wide, it's they've all kind of gotten on board.
I tell you what, we don't have. Free refills at diners.
No,
I've not been to the States much. I've had like 2 weeks in Hawaii on holiday, but even there, I managed to get to a few diners, and God, I love the lady coming around topping up the fresh black coffee.
Yeah.
I have no idea how that has gone post-COVID or if that continues. Probably not. I would say
it's still happening.
It still is.
When I go home to the diners scene, the big guy in the diners scene over there.
Oh man.
And they're like, Brad's back.
And you have that rivalry with the drive-ins and the diners. Oh, sorry, damn it, the dives.
The dives. God damn it.
Excuse me, I'm confusing my sharks and my jets.
That's right. But when I first got to Melbourne, I remember I was at the airport and this lady ordered a coffee at the airport, and they gave it to her, and she was like, "First real coffee I've had in months." And I was like, "Geez, lady, you're at the airport. What the fuck are you talking about?" Then I got a coffee at that same place, and I was like, oh, my God. This is my first Melbourne coffee. And I was like, holy shit.
Nice.
Even at the airport,
yeah,
this is kicking the ass of, intelligentsia coffee in L.A. or wherever.
Was it a bit of a change to hear terms like, because I don't think flat white is overseas as well. I think that's just, Americano?
I've seen people order it, I think, or a cortado or something like that. Maybe a flat white is a cortado. I'm not sure. But, yeah. All the things. And drinking lattes, I was never a latte guy in America because, frankly, they're not good. I was always just a coffee with milk person, but I'm all on the latte train now. I can't go back.
I think my first notion of lattes is from Seinfeld, hearing cafe latte being used as such a pejorative in the 90s.
Was it a pejorative?
I think so.
Because he likes a latte.
He does, but also he's Kramer. He's a silly goose who puts coffee down his pants.
I'm thinking of Jerry. He likes a latte. I don't know what Michael Richards likes.
Let's not get into what Michael Richards likes.
Or doesn't like. Yeah. But yeah, the coffee's great. That's a plus. Hey, nice boots.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Sorry, I thought you were still in the character of you at the airport having coffee, and the person there is telling you nice boots. But thank you. Yeah,
I saw those boots. I mean, I don't think. Okay, yeah, get them up there.
Yeah.
Now I've been looking for a pair of boots.
The boots are free, but the piggies, that's on Patreon. Yeah, I wear boots versus runners or I don't know. I just like I like the confinement around my feet.
Yeah. Well, they call them Australian work boots. You know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got our own category.
Right. And I guess they originated here or something, but you guys don't call them that. You're just their boots here.
Yeah, I suppose so. It's also like the advertising of like a lot of Aussie hard yakka, I would imagine, is a word that gets thrown around in R.M. Williams advertising a lot.
Yakka.
Yeah, hard yakka. Hard day's yakka. Hard work.
What's yakka?
Like hard work.
Okay.
Yeah, like you put in some hard yakka today. You put in a fair innings.
All right. Because I thought you were talking about aka, which is a vernacular. Is that right?
Ocker, yeah.
Ocker.
Yeah. And this is also talking about, this is also coming from two men who I'm imagining have done no hard labor in their lives.
I used to be a mover in New York.
Oh, really? Oh, in New York? That would be
Yeah,
terrible.
awful. 6th floor walk-ups and
Oh, my
whole
God.
9.
All those brownstones.
Yeah, I wish. Nothing as fancy as that.
I would imagine
It's really dilapidated.
you've got those really old, cool freight elevators with the
I've been in some of the. I've been in a couple of those actually. Yeah,
with the slatted gates in the front.
yeah. And there's a guy who has to attend it, and he's always in a bad mood.
You got doormen. You've got supers.
They've got dorm. Yeah, I'll never have any of that stuff.
God, thank God for sitcoms. Otherwise, I would have no idea what New York is really like.
Now you know to tip your doorman.
I do, yeah. And you got to get him something for Christmas as well.
You do.
Don Draper didn't do that one year, and it turned out bad for him.
I didn't say that one.
Check it out. Okay. And that goes for you as well at home. Check out Mad Men.
Check out Mad Men on AMC Plus.
Yeah. Some of the great things about Australia, you know, you can watch Mad Men, you can get good
You can
coffee.
finally watch Mad Men.
We finally got it here 2 years late.
When was the TV unbearable? And then when did it become bearable?
Here or in general, direct?
No, not like in all of media. I just mean like in Australia. It was just a dark time where it was like a black hole, right?
You're talking to a great guy for this because I'll tell you what I did a few weeks ago. I went to the state library and I finally used one of the, like a microfiche machine?
No.
Like a microfilm machine, is sometimes it's called. They're just like digitized old newspapers and you can use a special type of machine to scan it in and look at it on the computer. So you're basically just reading an entire newspaper on a very, very thin strip of film. Yeah. But honestly, going back to how I've learned everything through pop culture osmosis, it just felt like I was in Silence of the Lambs, like examining old newspapers and stuff like that. I've always wanted to
Why were you doing that?
I've always just wanted. I was recording another podcast at the state library, and then afterwards I had some time to kill in the city.
To solve a closed case.
Honestly, it did feel like I was cosplaying as a detective, trying to solve my ex-wife's murder.
Finally.
The same ex-wife I watch videos of at night when I cry. So I was in there and going through like the archives. I don't know. I'm just like a nerd for all kind of tech like that, and it had like a fun little computer monitor. So I went through there and I was looking at the old. This would mean nothing to you, but for listeners, Green Guides, which was our old type of like TV-centric pull-out newspaper. You could just pull it out and it would give you interviews with TV stars, but also had like the full TV guide. And
Green Guides?
It was called Green Guides.
Okay.
Yes, because it was printed on green paper inside the Age newspaper, and you pull it out and it would tell you, movies that are playing at the cinemas this weekend, what's on TV, radio news and stuff like that. I tell you what, I was looking at one from like 1988. It was so fun to go back and look at print media from then as well. Yeah. And to really circle back to what you were talking about, the TV listings was so interesting to see because it was at a time when we only had 3 channels here. Right. And some of the stuff was going through just like dog shit, absolute dog shit. It was like 4 hours of just morning TV from like 8 to 8 to 12, and then there would be like some forgotten Western film for 3 hours, and then cooking shows until kids programming around 3:30 to 6, and then you got the news. I'm going to go through the whole day here for you.
Thank you.
Like the biggest show, like prime time was like LA Law or China Beach, or prior to the Renaissance in the 90s and 2000s, about the prestige golden age of TV.
So when you were a young man, I mean you're a young man now, but when you were a teenager and all you do is watch TV, basically. Yeah. For a large part of your life as an American, that's just like, you get your TGIF, you got your Saturday morning cartoons. I mean, was that part of your life, or was it just like, were you aware that like this is terrible, or was it okay back then?
It was all my life. I loved TV growing up. I was raised by TV.
You had good options.
I had pretty good options, I would say, I was dissing the Green Guides and the early 90s and stuff like that. Very repetitive programming. But, I'm biased. I have so much nostalgia for that time, We had great... and I think it was an incentive of the 80s government of they really pushed a lot of like the Australian content laws through TV. But prior to that, I think it was a lot of like imports from BBC and the US. I mean, we're halfway around the world. It was notorious. We would get stuff like, I don't know, like 70s sitcoms like Sanford and Son and stuff like Archie Bunker's Place. But we would get them 4 or 5 years after the US when they would finish the reruns, and then we'd have to physically send the tapes over to Australia. But by the time I was, growing up, we would have, The Simpsons on Sunday nights would be the premiere episode. That was ruling my life for years.
Yeah.
And then from then, I was a big fan of Seinfeld. We've already talked about them as well. And then once it became a little bit more easier for American and British content to come over here, then it was just the floodgates were open. We got Ozstar and Foxtel eventually in the late 90s, and that just blew up and everything. I was big into like TV1, which just was our channel that showed all old 70s, 80s. It's why I know Sanford and Sons. It's why I know Archie Bunker's Place, because I was watching that with Get Smart and Gilligan's Island.
Okay, so these are all American shows. Yeah. Was it always American culture being in, or would?
Well, yeah, we get a lot of that. I mean, there's also heaps of stuff that I was watching anything. There's heaps of stuff that I was watching. I was watching Blinky Bill all the time as a kid as well. The name would probably confuse you.
Yeah, I can't say that it's familiar.
Yeah, Blinky Bill. He's a cute little koala.
This is for children.
Yeah, it's for children.
Yeah. Were there any Australian shows that you look back on fondly as being like, that was really good? Like that would I think if Americans saw this, they would like it. Or
heaps of stuff. Like I was really particularly when DVDs like started really popping up in the early 2000s. I loved Frontline. I was a huge fan of Frontline, which was one of the first working dog productions here. It was like behind the scenes of a current affairs programming. It was very, very funny. And then because I'm a big comedy nerd as well, like I look, maybe not the best quality in the world, but I look back on things like Skit House and Comedy Inc. and these were sketch shows that were on when I was about 10 or 11. Australian sketch shows. Yeah. And I was on about 10. They were a little bit raunchy for the time, but I was 10 or 11, so I was like, this is fantastic. This is great. This is blowing my mind. This is a sketch about a cricket player, but he's, I don't know, having to save the world by bowling a really fast ball. And with premises like that, how could we compete with all the British and American stuff that's being funded over here?
Maybe the weirdness of that, an American watching that would be like, I have no, context for this, and it's just ridiculous, but I enjoy it because it was. You think the comedy was? You think it would hold up? Do you think it's funny?
Oh, I've gone back and watched it.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't hold up.
Okay.
Especially Comedy Inc. My God.
Okay.
Once they figured out you couldn't be mean to gay people, it was over for them.
Ah, rats.
I know, rats. Can I ask, though, the opposite question?
Yeah.
I would have imagined growing up in the States like you did and watching so much local content.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have imagined anything from Australia getting over there and penetrating the pop culture outside of things like Crocodile Dundee.
That was the big one. And I mean, that was before I was, older and aware of the culture and all that. But that was part of culture. Well, people would reference, this is a knife, that's not a knife, this is a knife, when I was growing, I didn't know what the hell they were talking about, but then you get older, you're like, oh, there's Crocodile Dundee. But no, there was no Australian shows or films. I'm trying to even think of another one that had broad appeal. Nothing, right? I mean,
I think like our biggest broad appeal came in, unfortunately, like late 19th century for like, the Gilded Age in the UK and in the US, and then I don't know what age they were, the Victorian age in the UK. But I think there was a little bit of wow, what this crazy foreign land. They've got customs over there we don't know anything about.
People got a little bit interested, right? And Australia had its whatever this movement they called an Australian film in the 70s. There was like sort of like a golden age for Australian film.
That was a little later. Yes, the new Australian, the Australian New Wave, I think they called it back in the 70s as well.
And there's some really great movies in that.
Oh, absolutely. Check it out. And
but,
also,
of course, they didn't come to Americans weren't privy to this.
Maybe Mad Max, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But something like Picnic at Hanging Rock would have eventually made its way over there. But 2 years later, and it was an artsy crowd, so no one really would have seen it.
But Wake and Fright is still a very underseen. Have you seen Wake and Fright?
Oh, I love Wake and Fright. I was in film school because do you know the story with Wake and Fright? How it was lost for so long
because of the kangaroo violence stuff, or
a little bit of that. Well, because they cut out. I'm probably butchering this story as well. But Wake and Fright, if you're listening, if you've not heard it, it's a great Australian film. Check it out. It's very harrowing, very dark and bleak.
The book is great too. Also,
ooh, I've not read the book. So
the novel's good.
Maybe I'll check that one out after this. But it's a fantastic book, fantastic film, I should say. And there is some, It was a little bit loosey-goosey with the filming laws back in the 70s. So they did go out on an actual kangaroo hunt. They were shooting actual kangaroos, and you see some of that in the film.
But was that
captured.
but was that footage from something they found, or was that they did that for the film? Do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head. I think they shot it for, I mean, pun intended. I think they actually shot it for the film itself. And then it had a premiere in Australia, and then people were freaked out because they were actually depicting animal cruelty. So I think they were cutting some of that out. And I think in the editing process of getting it back out, the I don't know what I'm trying to say. The hunger for the film itself was lost. So they thought, well, we're not going to re-release it as this is, so we're just going to stow it away. And then it became this bit of a legend. Like, it wasn't repeated, it wasn't shown on TV or anything for a long time. And I think a lot, if not most, of all the versions of it were just lost to time. It was, very flammable film, so it was probably just recycled or got rid of entirely until like 2008, 2009. Then the restoration came out. Like, someone managed to find like a really good print of it. So up until that point, it had been really difficult to see. It was kind of this lost legend of Australian film. And then I remember like Melbourne Film Festival around 2008, 2009. This is around the time I was in film school myself, so I was really in deep with the culture of the time. They had this big premiere. It's like, oh my God, we found this lost legend of film of Australia. And so, shock of the century, most times when they find like, oh, this long lost film from the 1960s, you watch it, it's like, well, this is a bad episode of Doctor Who gives a shit? Now it's like celebrated as like a classic of Australian film.
It's so good.
Yeah,
it's violent and weird and spooky and
you got Donald Pleasance from Halloween.
Yeah. I mean, I can't think of anybody else's name in that.
What, you can't think of the name Chips Rafferty? One of our favorite character actors from the 1940s?
I'm sorry.
I can't believe I pulled Chips Rafferty.
I won't forget it again. But, unfortunately, most, I don't know if it's unfortunate, because maybe you could vouch that most of it was too awful to make it across the pond. But, not a lot of Australian films besides Mad Max and Crocodile Dundee and Muriel's Wedding.
Oh yeah, Muriel's Wedding. Well, that's what I like about the 90s as well. When after Crocodile Dundee kind of blew the door open, they did eventually.
They could capitalize that and add a little.
It was like anything big down there. It's like, well, we'll give Priscilla maybe a little bit of a try. That's
okay.
A bit,
I haven't seen that one.
That's very good. I don't know how it went overseas, but I think it's got a bit of a.
I think it's a cult classic. Yeah.
Well, I mean, of course, it inspired Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
Yeah, that's right.
It must have impacted
Julie
a little
Newmar.
bit.
Wait, is Julie Newmar the one writing the letter, or is it thanks everything? Or are they thanking Julie Newmar?
I think that they're thanking Julie Newmar, who contributed to the.
No. Julie Newmar is writing it because she wrote Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything. Julie Newmar. It has to be that.
Wong Fu must be the name of the bar that they're saving. I can't remember the plot of Tu Wong Fu.
I'm not sure I caught it.
To be honest,
I have to watch Priscilla and Tu Wong Fu back to back.
Honestly, they're both great. They're both great.
You think they're both great films?
I think they're both great films.
Okay.
Yeah. Tu Wong Fu. I mean, yeah, they're both fantic. I just can't
leave us a
remember the plots.
comment. Tu Wong Fu or Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
I'm now trying to think. Like, is there a Muriel's? No. Priscilla obviously copied with Tu Wong Fu. Copied, parallel thinking. Let's not get into that now. Yeah. But is there something for Muriel's Wedding? I would imagine My Big Fat Greek Wedding is probably the closest analog I can think there. Mad Max.
They just both have wedding in the title. I mean,
well, that sounds pretty good to me. Priscilla and Tu Wong Fu had drag queens.
Yeah,
what more do you want?
You're right. America's always been stealing from Australia.
Mad Max, you've got Network. That guy was mad as hell, and he wasn't going to take it anymore.
That's right. But I was wondering, because, being a young person in Australia who wants to become...
And for listeners, I do want to point out, I'm 34. A young person. Thank you very much.
Well, I was taking you back to when you were in your teens and discovering all these...
Oh, of course.
These shows.
Right. And when I was only spiritually 34.
Right. And you were finding all these things very funny and thinking like, oh, I think I'd like to be part of this in some way. Yeah. Do stand-up, do sketch or something. When a person like that in Australia is doing, are they saying like, I want to be part of the American stuff? Or is there enough inspiring content from Australia that makes you think like, I want to be a comedian in Australia?
Well, I think I came up comedy-wise in a very, very good time for that. The first first things first, I loved like cartoons and animation. So I think like my first dream job would have been Pixar because I was at the exact right age for Toy Story, Bugs Life, everything to just hit me like a ton of bricks. It was a perfect age, and I would see like on the VHSs and the DVDs, we had like special features about working over there and working in film and working in writing. Yeah. I loved seeing John Lasseter on there. My thoughts on him have changed over the past few years. And then after a while, it's just like, maybe I don't want to do this. Maybe I just like making people laugh and liking comedy because that's what I'm really connecting to films. Yep. It's what I'm really connecting in sitcoms and stuff like that. So I thought, comedy is something I could maybe get into. And in fact, the reason I started getting into it in the first place is I mentioned before I went to film school and one of the instructors was Tim Ferguson, who is a name you probably wouldn't know. But for Australian listeners, he was this big stand-up in the 90s. It was him as part of Doug Anthony All-Stars, which was like a comedy troupe who had their own TV shows in the 90s, and I would watch them on the ABC. Yeah. And eventually he started teaching writing TV, and then I went the course and he pointed a few of us out and said, hey, you guys are pretty good. You can go down to Comics Lounge on Tuesdays and they've got this workshop. And I'm happy to say of everyone who went there, I was the last one to quit comedy. Everyone else quit so early to move on to successful careers or family. Not me, thanks. I grounded out in the open mic scene.
They went on to successful. How do you know they went on to successful careers? They might just be like.
That's true. I mean,
wearing Australian work boots on a digging a ditch somewhere.
They could be wearing, but they could also be wearing Iron Williams, working as a deputy CEO of some company.
It could be, but you don't know.
That's right. They could be.
But you're still doing comedy.
Tentatively, yes. Let's just for the time being say so.
All right. Well, hold on. I want to go back. So how old were you? How old were you when this happened?
It would have been like 19, 20?
19, 20. So you caught the bug.
I think I caught the bug, yeah.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, going back, we just keep going back and back. Like in the early, like late 90s to early 2000s is when I was, really coming of age. We would see the Melbourne Comedy Festival Gala on TV every year.
They do a TV thing for that?
Yes.
They still do it?
I'm shocked that none of your previous guests would have brought this out. But yes, that was the tradition. You would get, in the year 2000, they would have a whole heap of people doing shows at the Comedy Festival, much like they do now. They have the Gala presentation, which is a big showcase show just before the Comedy Festival down the Palais Theatre in St Kilda. And they would film it for TV. And it was for Oxfam, a different charity every year. And, that's where I first saw people like Lena Woodley or like Dave Hughes or Will Anderson or any number of local comedians that they would get on. It's also where, international acts like Arj Barker or Stephen K. Amos, these are the names that I would have been seeing on the gala each and every year because they keep coming back. And it's that time when, a great set on that would set you up for life.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. So you can have a great set on that and just get representation and...
Well, sure. I mean, Dave Hughes was, just on the open mic circuit in the late 90s, and then he pops on the gala, and then he's selling out shows and getting radio gigs and getting TV gigs.
Okay. Yeah, in America...
I would imagine in America it's going to say the same. It's the equivalent would be like hitting on a late night spot.
Sure, or even more modest than that would be the Just for Laughs festival, but that's in Canada. But all the American comics would try to hope and pray to be a new face on Just for Laughs.
I've heard about the new face.
They would every year it'd be this whole drama of like who's gonna do it, and I have an audition, but I didn't get a call back, and just all this total nightmare.
I was never even sniffing that with the gala, but it was it was really fun. And like when I started doing it myself, and people I was coming up with, you would see them and hear them and see, oh no, they're practicing for their gala spot because they're going to be doing it 2 days from now in Palais.
Wow.
So it's like, well, God, they're really giving it all here at the Exford Hotel on a Thursday night to 3 people when Dilrook's going to be on the gala in a few days' time.
And the gala spot still exists. The gala
it's still spot. Yeah, it still exists.
Does it still have the same strength to propel a career? Or?
God, no. It's and I think this is also just the case of anything. If someone hits it big in a movie nowadays, it's not going to feel the same as if they hit a big movie in 1982 because I'm just repeating everything that everyone's talking about right now, but it's like the death of the monoculture, so you've got to find different ways to connect to an audience. It's still hey, I would love the chance. I would love the chance to bomb so hard at the gala they have to cut me out.
Oh man, does that happen?
Oh yeah, I've heard stories.
Oh,
we
wow.
can talk about it afterwards.
Okay, can't wait. We can't talk about it now.
Probably not.
All right.
Considering I'm being recorded in video and audio.
No problem. All right, so you were watching these gala sets, you were watching TV, and you got in this comics lounge thing. And did you just at 19 were you already just like I'm gonna keep doing mics and stuff?
Yeah, basically. And there was a much, I don't know, you've been here a few years. You've probably seen the scene go through its different iterations. Sometimes there's less open mics. Sometimes there's a glut of open mics.
Sure.
When I started, it was kind of less. But at the same time, the people I was starting out with, they would eventually in a few years' time be the type of people to really become the gig pigs of the scene and set up a lot more open mics and give other people a chance while at the same time promoting their own friends. I think, that's why you get into comedy and running rooms in the first
Always
place.
going to be there. Yeah.
For the laughs, but also the power you have over other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, having friends and then using them. And yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
How dare you talk to me? You're a 19-year-old white man. I'm a 22-year-old white man.
Yeah.
I've got power over you.
Or how dare you talk to me? You're a 41-year-old white man. And I'm a 22-year-old white man. I was like, God, I wish I had that youth.
It does seem like it's getting. It's definitely gotten a lot better since I started, but who knows? I've been out of the scene so much. I don't really know what's going on at the moment. What are the kids into?
Let's flash forward to the present day for a second. So you right now don't. I mean, like we were talking on Instagram to set up this meeting, and we were having what is called on Instagram a business chat.
Mm-hmm.
So I took it like, oh yeah, so you have a business chat if you're a business. So you're in the business of stand-up comedy.
Oh, I see what you mean. It automatically adjusted in the categories of the Instagram chat to business.
Yeah, it was a business chat we were having.
Of course, we're running a business here.
Talking to a businessman. But
what do I have to do to get you into a podcast studio?
Or I just thought that was every time a person chats with Timothy Clark, it's a business chat. Is that not right?
ABC, always be Clarkin.
Is your profile set up as Timothy Clark? This is a page of like an interest page because he's a comedian.
I think now that you pointed out, maybe it is.
Yeah.
I don't use it. I mean, I don't use it for strictly business purposes. It's mostly just a personal page,
right.
Just personal social media.
But at one point, you might have made that.
Yeah, I think
like,
I may have
need
changed
to take
it.
comedy seriously.
Yeah.
Incorporate.
It's also around the same time. It's like, well, I should be promoting clips and promoting ads for comedy festival shows coming up. So maybe I changed it then. That's a good reminder. I should probably change it back.
No, I was like, oh my God, I have so much respect for him. He's a businessman. How are you feeling about comedy now? It seems I'm gathering that maybe not as excited as you were as a young man. That happens to everybody, no matter how much success you have, I guess. But so you have a toe in the water.
I got my toes in the water. I did sketch for a long time with a couple other people, and now that they're not interested in it as well, it's kind of just on me now to just fall back into doing straight stand-up or think of something new for myself. Mm-hmm. But, I've been doing it for over 15 years. It's just a grind after a while. Yeah. You grow up, you get a real job that takes up most of your time. Honestly, I got into it just to meet people and enjoy the scene and make new friends. And I've made so many great friends, and I'm in touch with so many new people. And it's like, well, I don't know, what's the point of it? What's the purpose if I don't have the drive? If I don't, if I'm not getting the same joy out of it?
Yeah,
and it's just going to be a time sink. And I enjoy spending my time in other ways.
Right.
Going to bed at a reasonable hour, for example.
That is nice.
Oh, that's
so
the one beautiful.
In New York, I mean, I when I came to Melbourne, it was refreshing because shows are over at like 10 or 11 at the latest. But in New York, these guys would wait for like a 1:30 a.m. slot or something at the Cellar. I was like, is that what I'm campaigning for? Like a 1:30 a.m. set time?
It's so crazy to think back of like when I was 22 and still fresh-faced.
Yeah.
Thinking about that and thinking about, doing a 2 a.m. spot at a 24-hour show in Edinburgh Festival. I'm just thinking, Jesus fucking Christ. I couldn't pay me to do that now. And not that I would be paying. If anything, in New York, I would be paying myself to be on those shows at 1:30 in the morning to
do a bringer set.
A bringer set to a bunch of people who brought themselves and whatever hostage they could drag off the street.
Yeah. No, it's brutal. But
hey, it's all worth it to play Gotham Comedy Club. Wow. I got on The Cellar. Wow.
Good Lord. I mean, it would be bragging. I mean, I get asked so many times in Australia if I ever did the cellar. I'm gonna just start lying to people. So you have slowed down, but you're still tentatively involved. So 15 years doing it? Yeah. Because I remember talking to you because I ran a show for like 3 weeks in Preston called Nord Bar Comedy. I think it's still going with other hosts. But I asked you to do it, and you said you were not doing stand-up at the moment because you just did the festival and you were taking a break. And I was like kind of struck by that. Like, oh, that's kind of nice that he's, taking a break. I haven't spoken to anybody who's just like, because I've taken breaks from comedy and I always feel really guilty about it. But you seem to have like, yeah, I'm just happily taking a rest. I don't need this all the time.
It was a case. I think I remember that one. That was about a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That would have been right after I did a solo show in the festival, which always takes it out of you. And that was a classic case of taking a month off straight afterwards, and then that month snowballs into another month because the way our festival is structured, it goes right into winter here. So winter's a very bad time to take time off because then you get used to the coziness of home, and then
those open mics feel so unfriendly in the cold, don't they?
They really do, especially when no one's there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think it just kind of snowballed, and I found other things to fill my time with.
Does it give you anxiety when you're not doing it and you wonder when you're going to do it again? Are you wondering like, well, what is the future going to be if I'm not doing this? What am I going to do?
Oh yeah, I think about it all the time. Like what? Just because life's gotten in the way. I'm a little bit tired now, and I just can't really justify it. There's still a fire in me. There's still a little bit of a desire to.
I can see it.
There's still a desire to make art. I just don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But I guess I just at a place in my life where I'm more comfortable consuming the art versus expressing myself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I express myself in other ways, and that's mostly just through talking to people and friends I've made through comedy. So why do I keep going with the grind when I've already got what I wanted to get out of it? My God, this is like therapy. I hate this.
Oh, I'm sorry. It does get a little deep in
People
here
say stand-up is a lot like therapy, but really it's podcasting about stand-up that is the real therapeutic case of my life.
I just want to get to know you. I mean,
no, it's great.
I want you to feel comfortable. But if you don't, it's not my problem.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
We're doing prop bits.
You know what? My mom sent me this shirt from Michigan. I have to wear it at least once, and she watches the podcast. So, Mom, hope you're happy. Go smoke another Marlboro Light outside. Jesus Christ.
It is shocking how much I knew about, like, Marlboro and American products as a child.
Right? Why is that here? You can't even get those here.
Yeah. I kept asking my mum what the sponge is from Seinfeld.
What is the sponge from Seinfeld?
God, I'm so bad at Seinfeld references. I still really don't know.
That's
I think
a
it's
sex
like
thing?
It's a prophylactic.
Is it like a diaphragm?
Yeah, like a diaphragm.
Okay, because I know Elaine loses her diaphragm.
Yes, that was. I think the sponge was a type of. Fuck, we should not be talking.
You're
about
trying
this
to get me off the therapy, out of my therapy bag.
You're right,
bro.
Anytime I'm actually at therapy, I'm always discussing prophylactics with my therapist just to throw them off.
So, all right. Well, I love that perspective. So you don't feel frustrated at the moment or like full of this discomfort or anxiety about
not really,
what's next, what's happening now, or why did this person get that?
Oh, plain jealousy. I get that all the time.
You do?
Oh, yeah, I'm a human being. Okay. Of course.
Okay. So that is human to feel that way. I'm just checking.
Yeah.
All right. That's good.
Just because I didn't get anything doesn't mean that I want other people to get it.
No, yeah. It's not enough to succeed. Others must fail.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even if I was doing really well, I would still want other people to not.
Is that a crab trying to escape this bucket? No. Down here with the rest of us, thank you.
That's right. It's so nice to talk to people who are not doing well.
It's like, I think about that quote from There Will Be Blood all the time. There's a jealousy within me. I don't want anyone else to succeed. Yeah. And it's what I think of every time I go to an open mic. I want to be the best, and I want everyone else to fail. And I want the audience to think, wow, that guy was the hottest and funniest one on.
So sexy and funny. Well, I saw you at Bergie Seltzer, and you did a set. That was only a few weeks ago.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was that? Was that you doing the occasional drop in set, or was that you being like, I'm getting back out there, I'm making it happen, turning the wheels?
That was exactly it. That was getting back out there because I wanted to after this most recent comedy festival, which was only a few months ago, and then I took my time booking something in. But then I really got the kick up the ass to do so, and then I booked in with Glenn Zen down at Funny Near the Briny down to the Bogey Ballroom. A great open mic space. I love it. Definitely check it out. Oh,
and that feels like a real show. Americans don't. Well, like, New York comedians wouldn't. They would see that as I saw it as a show because the New York open mics are just you talking to other comedians only. But this is like a real audience, and you're on an elevated stage, and it's nice.
It's a good bar, and you know, it's Brunswick's got like a very. It skews young, so people are out and about and they want to see a show at night, even on a Monday night like this one. But I've been going to that show since it was actually at the Brunswick Hotel before it closed down. And yeah, I thought, well, I'm going to go back into it, and I tell you what, fucking bombed.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, I had to go do the Mediterranean restaurant.
I know. Yes. But so I was worried when you brought this up. I was worried that you saw it. But it was a very good bomb where it was like, halfway through I realized I'm not having fun. And also, this is my fault. I came in here half-cocked, underprepared. I thought, I've been doing this a while. I know Funny Near the Briny. Yeah. I've got some new ideas. I'll just spew them out to these young kids. And the young kids were having none of it. And I thought, I've done this to myself. I've absolutely done this to myself. Everyone else was doing fine. Not great. I mean, it is a cold Monday night.
Yeah.
But then the next week, I had another gig at, I'm going to plug it again, Comedy at Theory Bar in Melbourne CBD. Great room. Check it out. And there I did okay. You know, I did a lot more prep and I rehearsed a lot more. And that was a lot more, I don't know, confidence building.
Yeah.
But I guess, you know, after being away for so long and coming back and having one bomb and one being just fine because, it was a cold night, it's like, well, do I really want to bust my ass for more of this?
Right.
Like, there are better gigs out there. Like, I'm still in good terms with a lot of people who run like some of the better high profile gigs around town, but I would feel bad about going straight there without doing my time at the open mics again and kind of building up, getting the ring rust off.
Yeah. But you're not sure you want to do that.
I'm not really sure I want to do that for the end result, which will be
Spleen.
If that, Republic.
Yeah. Republic.
Yeah.
What's that?
Comedy Republic. I just keep plugging rooms.
Yeah. I've emailed them and have not heard back.
They are tough to get into, but once you're in, it's kind of a good way of getting on consistently.
Yeah.
But again, I just don't want to go through the rigmarole of doing the mics in prep for that.
Okay. So have you faced the possibility of like this being as good as it gets, and how would that feel for you?
Honestly, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm just coming to the end of that point where it's like the allure of the spotlight isn't what it used to be when I was a young man in his 20s and felt like I had so much to say to the world after seeing so many similar men offering the same stuff and doing it better and doing it now, being able to post online and doing sketches online. Yeah, when everything revolved around posting online, that's when I kind of was like, I don't want to have to be setting up. Stop me if I'm repeating everything your previous guests have said, but once it all started revolving around posting, I mean, no offense, clips being posted online, it's always fun, you love to see it, but once it became a case of you got to set up your camera at every gig to capture something to throw up there, and you got to post every 2 days to keep the engagement up, and you got to.
Is that true?
I don't know. Who knows?
Have you ever tried to play this game and be like cave to the pressure of the algorithm and? All that?
I put up a couple of TikToks. My thing was I was going to put up TikToks of my sets, but the subtitles I was going to change to pretending to be a guy caught in a subtitles factory, and then basically none of the subtitles match up, and I just say, please help me, I'm stuck in a subtitles factory. Tim Clark has got a gun to my head and says if I can't make these jokes funny, he's going to kill me.
Okay. And how was the engagement on that?
Apparently you can't use the word kill in subtitles, otherwise they try and demonetize you.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that never really came to pass, but it is still my idea, so I don't want to see it out there unless it's on this exact video. If the subtitles on this aren't matching up, that's pretty funny.
Okay, we'll do that.
Hey, that's my idea. Lent to you, of course.
I'll do that for that part.
Please
I won't
do.
credit you. The titles will say, this was my idea. I'm Brad Austin, and he's stealing it from me right now.
Brad Austin has a gun to my head right now, and he says
no,
it's
Timothy
his
Clark
idea.
has a gun to my head saying, don't say this was actually his idea, but it is Brad's idea.
Yeah.
But
And
don't.
it's not sexual, us having
There's
guns to
nothing
each other's
gay
heads.
about it.
It's fine.
No one's happy about it. Or
We're just
aroused.
hetero guys threatening each other.
It's totally normal. It's totally unsexual. It's a little bit hot, though.
The erection, unrelated.
It's just, guys get them. Guys get them sometimes. All right?
I was thinking of headlining the gala. That's all it meant.
I was thinking of getting Carl Chandler's email address. That's in the weeds. Nobody's going to understand that in America, where all of my viewers live. People in Australia do not interact with me online. I feel like it's been... and you ever just feel like you just don't belong? So no?
No, I've felt it. I felt at peace in everywhere I go.
That's great.
Some people call that privilege of a straight cis white guy. But hey, I just call it being a charming man.
Well, maybe your parents brought you up and just made you feel like safe and good all the time.
Yeah.
You seem like you
Yours
have
didn't?
well, you seem like you have a good relationship with your father and like you guys are pals. That's what I'm getting.
I've got a good relationship with my dad, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm seeing him tonight for dinner.
See,
We're having family dinner tonight.
I am not doing that.
You're not getting on the red eye? You're not
No,
taking the red eye to... Wait, would you say you're from Michigan?
Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he lives in I think he lives in Costa Rica now.
Okay.
I don't even know.
That does seem to be the destination for a lot of dads late in life.
Right? Pura vida, baby. That's their slogan, I guess.
Right.
That's what he posts on Facebook anyways.
Pura vida.
Pura vida.
Wow, he
He's
must
living
love
a
that
Pura
Madonna
vida.
movie.
He watches Evita and says, "Wow, this is pure Evita." Oh, that's just pure Evita right there.
Undiluted. Don't tell me who to cry for.
All right, so you're living in this suburb and you work for who you work for, which I don't even know if we're allowed to say.
I've got an office job. I live in a lovely suburb.
Yeah.
It's close enough to basically everything I need.
And there's no plans to move out of the country, you like go see what it's like in another part of the world.
No, not really. I mean, like I never really had the urge to think, well, I could spend a couple of years living in X or Y, or I mean, the closest I ever thought was doing longer term festivals overseas, but even that never really sunk its teeth into me. But I don't know, for the right job or the right person, I would definitely move. But for now, I'm doing okay.
You like Australia and being Australian and
I
all
love
that?
Australia. I love
Yeah,
being
you love
being
it.
Australian. We're also recording this just when we get into the 32 stage knockout of the World Cup. So patriotism is pretty high at the moment.
Oh, Australia's doing well.
Australia's doing pretty good for what we say. I'm not a soccer guy, but
Yeah.
every 4 years, every Australian gets into it because it's like, fuck yeah, the Socceroos.
Yeah,
We're going to give it to them. And I've watched a couple of the games. We're doing pretty good.
All right.
We won one, we lost one, and we drew one, which means that we're through.
Through means you're getting past.
We're through. We're into the next stage.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
into the top
Awesome.
32 teams.
Doesn't mean we're over. It
Yeah.
means we're passing. Okay, great.
And I don't know how long this is going to take for this episode to actually drop, but for the time being, we've not played. I think we're playing Egypt next weekend at 4 a.m. And at the moment, I think I'm going to get up and watch it. But talking to a good mate of mine who's into football, I think it might be a wash because I think we might be knocked out immediately. But hey, that's what the World Cup's for. Getting our hopes up and having them dashed.
That's it. Now, so earlier you said this was like a bit like therapy. I just want to. Do you not do much therapy? Because you seem like a pretty well-adjusted person.
Oh, thank you. I dip in and out of therapy every once in a while. It's not something that I need to go to weekly for years. It's something that if something comes up in my life that's difficult to deal with, I just email the guy I've been going to for a while and say, hey, listen, can we resume this on a bit of an ad hoc basis? And then we go week to week from then on out. And then after a while, if I start feeling better, more adjusted, if I've got the tools that I need, I suppose,
Yeah.
then I find I'm able to step away. I know that's not the case for a lot of people. So
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like I'm taking it for granted or anything like that. But just for my situation, I can do it when I need.
Yeah. All right, because there's about 7 years between us in age, but I feel like we have some similarities in terms of where we are in life a little.
Yeah.
Just in terms of how we relate to comedy and stuff, but your mind doesn't seem to go to the very dark places that mine goes to, or maybe it does, where I'm just like, I'm just going to work this fucking job until I'm dead and leave no legacy besides my fucking kids. And who gives a shit that anybody can have kids? It's meaningless. I can't believe that this is it, et cetera, et cetera. Do you ever go down those holes, or are you just lifted up by your community so much?
Honestly, I do go down those, but I think, I don't know, it's just I feel like a wanker saying it, but it's just like a motion of perspective, because I have those same thoughts, but I'm framing it in my own mind as like, yeah, this is it. There's no point to it. There's nothing. It's kind of like optimistic nihilism, I suppose. It's like, well, I'm going to die and I'm going to leave nothing behind, so that's fine. Napoleon fucking is dead and no one cares about him anymore.
David Bowie's not around anymore to see any of this, so who cares what happens?
I didn't impact Jupiter, and Cleopatra never did anything to impact Jupiter, so from Jupiter's point of view, me and Cleopatra are exactly the same, so who gives a fucking shit?
And just getting to that mentality, do you have to like take a breath and remind yourself of that, or is that an automatic process in your mind where you can't get that bogged down because you just know that? Or do you have to be like, slow down, Mr. Timothy Clark, slow down?
Well, first off, thank you for using my full social media handle. Always be plugging. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit of, and this is going back to what you were talking about with seeking out, therapy in points of my life when I felt I needed it, where it's given me the tools to kind of step back and evaluate things and look at myself as like a third party and say, all right, you can settle down because this, I know you're worried about this, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not too difficult. And also, as a third party observer, I can see, I don't know, it helps me look at things about myself that I'm doing that if I'm in my own head about it too much, I can't see. Like I've noticed right now, I'm fidgeting a lot with my shoes and my buckle and my ring, which is something I get since doing therapy. I've now noticed I do that a lot in times of stress, or when I'm trying to like think of something or trying to express what's in my head. I do that a lot more. But at the same time, it's also something that I shouldn't really be, everyone fiddles sometimes, so it's fine. And I can just accept that that's a part of me. I can move on. And that's a little bit of an internal process I can do.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
So 34, very young. I was 34. I had my first child, and I was still in New York, and I was like, sky's the limit, baby. But also I had a child, so I was very limited. But you, no children, 34. If you had to predict, where do you think your energy is going to go for the rest of your 30s, do you think?
I don't know. I've kind of changed up where my energy goes. Like for a long time, I wanted to be a writer for TV, and that's why I went into film and TV production, and then I wanted to be a cameraman for a long time, so I went into the more production side of things and kind of really found that boring. And then, I'm a big film guy, so I've always had that.
I follow you on Letterboxd.
Thank you. Check it out at Mr. Timothy Clark. Check it out, baby. And from there, it's like, well, I would love to get into film, but I live in Australia, so that is a pipe dream for even the most well-connected people.
Sure.
And then I went to stand-up, so it's always been the same kind of creative stuff I've been drawn to. I don't know. I'm at a stage where I'm just loving art. I'm going to galleries and stuff like that.
Nice.
And I have no artistic skills really, but I want to maybe explore that a little bit more. Maybe go into art classes or printmaking or something, or whatever medium speaks to me. I want to kind of get into that a little bit more. Maybe do some classes, and then I think, in particularly doing stand-up for so long, it's got to a point where, well, if I do have a urge to express myself artistically, am I doing it for an audience or am I doing it for me? And I think I'm at a stage now where it's like, it's going to be for me, so I don't have to worry about it too much.
Yeah.
I can do it my way. I can take it at my speed. And I mean, I know this is very arty-farty wank talk, but that's kind of what I want. I want something to artistically express myself in a way that I like, and that fits in with my life at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost like your identity was never so fused with the stand-up comedy that it would be heartbreaking to lose that. It's almost like another way of expressing yourself instead of,
honestly,
this is who I am.
More of like who I am came from finding and becoming friends with people in the scene.
Yeah, that's so important.
So it's like I am not who I am on stage. I am who I am off stage when I'm interacting with other people just about to go on stage.
Yeah.
And that was a long time to come to terms with that.
That was the best part
Yeah.
Stand up is like meeting all those. I know that, right? That's a lesson I learned. And you always learn it too late.
Yeah. But I'm very conscious of it. I'm very happy for it, and very happy for all the friends I've made in this beautiful journey of stand-up comedy along the way. Thanks, Jerry Seinfeld. This one's for you.
Hey Brad, how's Australia going? This is Tim Cook from Apple. Listen, the profile on your podcast page says you do it every 2 weeks, but I've been watching and it turns out you do it every 3 or 4 months. Please fix that, otherwise I have to murder you. It's the law.